Hey guys, welcome to my first proper full video for my YouTube channel. We're going to be looking at the PMDG 737, which I downloaded yesterday, and basically I'm just trying to get to learn it. So I thought it'd be nice to just do a video and just to take a look at it really, and if this helps any people out with also starting up with the aircraft, then that'll be a bonus. But at the moment I don't have a clue, so this video will be edited to obviously cut down my faffing. Oh, we want the virtual cockpit, I think. So yeah, let's have a look and see if we can get things up and running with this. I don't have actual views set at the moment, so there's going to be a lot of flicking around through these. Overhead upper panel, and then I've got overhead lower panel. I thought there'd be more options for views, if I'm honest. I thought there'd be some more, but alright, it doesn't matter. So you can move this out of the way, which is relatively useful. And let's get this on. So I think I've found it. So on the lower panel, we're looking for battery. Yeah. The way of upping the brightness on this is quite dark, isn't it? Thought it'd be this little dial here, but it doesn't. Oh, there we go. Just getting used to how I don't really know how these work. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you've got to push it underneath, so it's the hand's got to be like that, and that turns it down, that turns it up. Ooh, don't want it quite that bright. Okay, so actions. Okay, here we go. Ground connections. Okay, so fuel wise it brings up this which is a lot more complicated than the and payload. Company route. Aha, there we go. Flight number. Runway, what did I say the runway was? I think it's 26 right. Now, does that mean that the route has been put in? That's the question. Yeah. Zero fuel weight is 48.6. Let me just get done what I know I can do. The fuel is 6.1. Reserves .943 technically. Let's put 30. That says transition altitude. That's incorrect. It should be 5,000. Okay, so let's have a look at the so this needs to be illuminated. I wonder if that means it's because I have not removed. So oh, okay, the ground power is connected, so let's, okay, ground power available. We've now got power. Okay, turn the position light switch to the steady position. Now, I've not got used to these hands. Oh, just right click. So steady is just in the middle. Okay, so we want to set the adheres to nav. So they start flashing. It is. Verify that the passenger oxygen switch guard is closed. So that's okay. Verify that 3 backup landing gear indicator lights on the upper overhead are illuminated green. They are. Verify that the flight recorder switch guard is closed, which sets the switch underneath to normal. Yeah. Okay, so it's now telling me how to set this up, which I think I've pretty much done anyway. Let's just have a look. So we are there, and we are at gate. And then press the left side LSK next to either one to copy the coordinates into the scratch pad. There we go. Ah. Relatively straightforward. Clear the error message with the yeah. this message is a result of going from battery power to the full ground power, since only one FMC functions well on battery. We'll now move on to entering and initializing the lateral route, which I have already done. Go to the route page, yeah. So I've done that. Done the runway. Press the dip arrival. Right, so here we go. So departure wise, we are going to take the 26 right. And let me just bring up this. ALG 2 November. If it's there, which doesn't look like it is, so we'll do the ALG 1 November, which is fine. And let's already plan our approach, so let's arrival is going to be ILS 27, glide slope on, transition Jersey, and we're going to be on the Jersey 4 Charlie. So I think this is 30. I think. Climb tool will be automatically selected when you do this. Okay, so now we get to the takeoff page. The wind was what? 180 at 4. Okay, so we go back to take off. So we're going flaps 1. Already done the centre of gravity. Click. 144, 145, 147. Top Cat says let's see what this is. 131, 131, 132, and then 140 it should be. Yeah, so that's perfect. Top Cat was correct with that. That's the first time that's ever worked. Press the destination button. Enter flight levels. This is in a transition level in case of return to the airport after takeoff. Transition level is 5,000. Oh, so technically it should be 6,000. We're now done with pre-flight. We'll now test the engine and blah. It's now time to start the APUs as near pushback time. Okay, so the APU is, I think, ready. So let's go to the, I think it's in the lower panel. Yeah, APU is here. So what I might do is I might call request boarding with GSX, and we'll do it with Lufthansa. And in fact, Let's get the doors open. So we want left door open. We want cargo aft, cargo forward. Opening forward. Over wing doors.
Morning. Thank you.
And the cargo doors.
Hello.
There we go. It's just getting used to that. So in comes the bags. Let's get back and get starting up the APU then.
Hello.
So to start,
Hello.
turn the left forward fuel pump on while using the APU. This ensures that pressurized fuel is always flowing to the turbine. Left forward.
Hello.
Engine 1. So it's on anyway. So that's on anyway. Left click twice on the APU switch at the bottom left. Start sequence takes about 30 seconds to complete. Monitor the APU on the round gauge. It goes. As soon as the blue and white APU gen off buzz light on the lower overhead electrical panel illuminates, the APU is ready for use. So left click both APU generator switches. Verify that the source off and transfer bus off lights are extinguished. Which is where? Oh right, yeah, so they don't say anything there. Back to the central lower overhead. Verify both, yeah. Close emergency, yeah. Verify that the not armed light to the left of the switch extinguishes. Yeah. Doesn't have no smoking switch, rather a chime switch for signalling the crew. Smoking on board, commercial areas generally banned. Move to the top of the lower overhead panel and turn on all 4 window heat switches. Top of the lower overhead, so we might just not be able to see it. There they are. We now need to disconnect the ground power and air conditioning on the captain's. Yeah, so we can disconnect ground power basically. Now move to the pneumatic panel on the left, the lower. On the left centre of the lower, which is here. Which one is it? Left centre. It's actually right centre. Verify that both the left and right fan switches are in auto. Yeah. Set both the left and right pack switches to auto. Verify that the isolation valve is open. Yeah. Verify that the engine 1 APU... Sorry, I had a spider on my arm. Verify that the engine 1 APU and engine 2 bleeds are all on, and that the dual bleed light above the blue is illuminated. So where are they? Yeah, so that's fine. Verify that the blah, 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 yeah. Verify that the auto fail. Set the flight altitude to our planned cruise altitude of 39,000 feet. Set the landing altitude to the destination elevation rounded up to the nearest 276 feet. So it's 279 feet. I didn't mean to do that. Why did I just do that? I don't know. Oh. So 300. Where's it? Move to the strip of exterior lighting. Yeah, so that's just down here. Landing lights are off. Yeah. Yeah. Move the ignition switch to the ignition right position. Where's that? Oh, there. Position of the switch is alternated by the crew on each flight so that the igniters wear evenly. Move the auto brake selector to projected takeoff. On the main central panel. Move the fuel flow switch to reset. Oh. Click the MCP auto throttle arm switch into the arm up position. Oh, there it is. Enter V2 into the MCP speed window. V2 is 140. Arm the LNAV and VNAV modes by pressing their respective MCP buttons. Okay, so let's close the doors. Ooh. On the lower overhead, turn all aft. The lower overhead. Wait, where is it? Turn all aft and forward main fuel pumps on. Yeah, I think they're on. They're already on. Oh no, they're here. Here they are. Turn the elect one. Right, yeah. Turn the red anti-collision. This light should always be on when hydraulics. Anti-collision on. set the takeoff trim. 5.67. Okay, so we're ready for pushback. So we're going on 22 right, aren't we? So nose left. Okay, I don't need to look at that. Press the Eng MFD button.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Locking gear.
And oh, there.
Departure check completed. Pipe has been inserted. Release parking brakes.
Turn the air conditioning pack switches on the lower overhead.
Release parking brakes. Release parking brakes.
Which I think is these, right?
Release parking brakes.
I think.
Release parking brakes.
Press F1 to give it sure that the thrust levers are fully closed.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push.
Move
All
the
engines
engine
clear.
to start
Start at
selector
wheel.
into the ground position. When the rotation observed reaches out, click the engine start lever. There we go.
Set parking brakes. Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass being removed.
There we go. That's how you get the engine started then.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Don't worry about the aircraft behind me, I'm not online or anything. Okay. On the overhead, turn the generator 1 and 2 switches off. This transfers electric power from the APU generators to the engine-driven generators. Turn the probe heat switches at the right top of the lower overhead on. We won't need blah. Place both pack switches back in auto. Place the isolation valve switch in auto. Auto. Turn the APU bleed switch off. APU bleed switch off. Place the engine start switches in. Verify both engines start levels are idle yet. Set takeoff flaps, in our case flaps 1. Check the motion travel of the flight controls. So full left, full right, full up, full down, rudder left, rudder right. Looking good. Turn the taxi light on. Taxi light on. Run the before start checklist yet. Release the parking brake. Okay. Let's go then. Shit. How do I go right and left? Let's have a little look outside. See what it looks like. Oh, look at the wind flats. need to give this quite a, well, not a lot of power, but you've got to give it more power than the Airbus. This is a lot more realistic. Right now it's grinding to a halt because I've not got enough power. Because I actually rolled the power right off. So that's something you obviously need to do with these, is just keep. Which makes sense. The Airbus is a bit naff for that. Come on. So I'm probably going a bit fast now, but I've just brought the throttle back a little bit. See if this is a more better taxiing speed. It's hard to keep this in a straight line. Like, just stay straight. Constantly wants to head to the right. There we go. No, it's still pulling to the right a bit. Okay, so we're going to take this left here. Down Alpha 13. Spin us around. Christ. Alright, come on. Okay. Parking brake on. And let's get the, let's see what it says I need to do. So, as you enter the runway, set the position light switch to strobe and ready. Verify that the brakes are released and align the airplane with the runway center line. Set the transponder. It'll be good once I've got these views set. Ooh. CARA. Okay. Turn the landing lights on with left click on the gang bar. Wait. Ah, right, I see, so you can just do it with the bar. That's good. Okay, so let's get on the runway. It's saying on here that we should actually be on the runway at that point, but parking brake off. Let's just get onto it. Let's get this baby up in the air. See if we can get it to Jersey. So I keep rolling the thrust off too much. I need more thrust than I think. Don't know what's going on with the runway. Don't know what's going on there. Okay, so press the toga switch. Remember, the hidden click spot for this is below the captain's MCP course knob. Okay. Not quite. I don't know what's going on with my textures. These worked fine yesterday. B1.
B1.
Rotate.
B2.
Gotta move the stick a bit more than I am used to. Positive climb. Gear up. Okay, so light director on. Flaps up. Don't think this is following. Oh no, it probably is. I think it's following the route. Oh, that's a new lock spot. So is it auto thrust on? So we should have been at altitude hold, really. FMC. Rates to off. So why aren't you following? What's N1? Ah. So we're up to 40,000. Route to the legs page. How do we get to the legs page? There we go. Cool. Oh, is there a way of how do you zoom out on this? I think it's this, isn't it? There we go. Now looking at the route, I want to go direct to oh, what is it? It'll be on here. So when I get to Rorem, I want to go direct to Rotsey. Well, actually, I could do it now. Oh, was it Respo? Was that where I was heading to? No, Rotsey. So copied Rotsey. Then we go back here and once we've hit a mexo, I will just copy it in. I guess I could just do it now. Execute, and it'll take us straight to Rotsey rather than doing the longer route. Marvellous. And that, I believe, is everything now. Well, I just need to make sure my lights are off, thinking about it. Let's go and open a panel. So let's switch the landing lights off. Taxi light off. Okay, so now that's all set in. We will basically, we just got to wait and cruise and wait for top of descent. So we'll return just before top of descent, so you can see what the manual suggests to do just before top of descent. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, welcome back to the flight deck. We are not too far from top of descent now. I'm just going to bring this back in just so you can see it a bit better. It's going to be the same as I've been doing in the Airbus, I imagine, so I'll just put it down to, I guess, 2,000. I'll put it down to 2,000 feet. Before you do that, you roll the throttle back, apparently. Like the actual, my physical joystick throttle back to idle, apparently. If we select the descent page, it says at around 5 miles or so from top of descent. In a moment we're 36 nautical miles. Press the descent now button. So I'll just have one little last look outside the aircraft. I've found as well with flying with other people is that when they've been flying in 7.3s and I've been in an Airbus of some description, the Airbus tends to climb quicker and get up to cruising altitude quicker, but then the 7.3 tends to cruise faster. Don't know whether that's an actual fact, but it seems to be the case when I've been flying with people on VATSIM. So but we've made good time today. I cut a bit of the plan out, just went direct to a few waypoints. Oh, that's not particularly brilliant shot, is it? Neither's that one. That was a bit better. 19 miles from top of descent. So at 5 nautical miles, let's have a look. Know exactly what we're going to be doing. So let's roll this down to 2,000 feet. Is there a way you can catch it where it'll, or is it Well, we'll do it a little bit earlier then. 10 nautical miles. My bad. So down we go. Turn on both VOR radio, localize it, in this case pointers. Oh, I know where it is now. It's down here, apparently. It's hard to read what they say. Okay, so that'd be weather and terrain. Let's go the whole hog, why not? Let's go for it. And what I'm going to do is, nice and early, I'm going to get all the lights on. I need to look. Overhead lower panel. I think they should have been in flight. I think you've got to put them on, but you put them back to this now anyway. APU should have gone off. Turn off the speed brakes. Okay. Lower panel. Let's get seatbelt signs on. Bit fast again. Get the speed brakes back out. Okay, so we're going to make a bit of a right turn. Through the clouds we go. Okay, let's set this to approach. Nav. Either mode, nav frequency, disagree. Okay, let's have another look at this. It did say to nav frequency it should be 110.3. Does that help? There we go. Oh, just getting a bit bumpy. Okay, so we're about to slow down. So that would be the hold, so it's put 2 holds in. So that would just be the generic hold. And that's the go around. Okay, there it goes. I'm gonna bring out the speed brake straight away to get us right down to speed nice and early, because I want chance to hopefully get this all set up and get it on the ground. So I think this is to do with the glide slope. Right, go back out. Back in, should I say. Now, I don't know when I press the approach phase. See what happens if I go flaps 1. Yeah, so that gauges my speed when I do the flaps. That's good. Flaps 2. Let's go flaps 3. Flaps full. Gear down. Hopefully. Does that work? Oh no. Okay. Maybe I'll try the localizer first. Needs to be at 2000. There's the localizer. Set the approach. Glide slope is captured. And here we go. Arm the speed brakes. I'm going to set this to max auto brake. I feel like our speed's a bit quick. So you obviously have to set that yourself. Whatever our final speed was, I can't remember, it was around that. Want to be a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, shall I try and bring this baby in then? Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. How do I switch autopilot off? Oh yeah, it's over there, isn't it? Okay, here we go. On a bit low. There we go. Back on the glide. Oh, it soon goes under. Soon goes under the glide. A little bit to the right. Still a little low. Oh. Down we go. A little bit to the left. Reverses. There we go. I tell you what, that wasn't a terrible landing for a first go. Let's keep rolling. Not bad. I tell you what, it's really nice to control. It's really responsive on the joystick compared to the Airbus. That was really nice to fly. I was just a little bit to the left and I didn't want to sort it out too much because I was worried I was going to completely stitch myself up. So I know I was a little bit off centre to the left, but I thought that was quite nice considering first go. So sure about those pappy lights. Don't know what's going on with them. Right, let's try and clear up this aircraft. So landing lights, ooh, come off, runway turn offs off, taxi lights on. I will start the APU. Can't see the bloody other side. I think that is all fine. APU's up and running. Okay, let's get taxiing. Yeah, I don't know why the pappy lights look like that. It's a little bit weird. Unarm the speed brakes. Quite nice to just have a little how do I get the speed brakes back in? Ah, like that. Flaps up. Sorry, that's, I'm not meaning to stop, it's the I'm just still not giving it enough throttle. and we'll go to gate 12. Bloody hell, it looks like you're going a lot faster when you're inside. Bloody hell. I need to slow down a bit. There we go. Flight director can go off. Oh, I need to remember not to totally idle the throttles. Auto brakes off. So I think it must be quite a short runway here at Jersey. Okay, let's bring ourselves in. I don't know if it's an auto dock feature or what. Not auto dock, safe dock. Where am I there? I don't know where the GSX man is. Let's go a little bit further forward. I'd say there. That's good, I think. Okay. So, let me just get to the right section in the manual. Where are we here? After landing, set the overhead probe switch to off. Where is that? Probe heat. Sorry, yeah, these ones. Note that you will get a master caution for anti-ice when doing this. This is normal. Turn off the landing lights, turn off the taxi lights, and set. Yes. Set the engine start selectors from cont to off. That. So. Off. Set the auto brakes and up. So yeah, flaps up. Transponder mode to standby. That's something that I did not do. Apologies. Yeah. Standby. Yeah. Set both APU generator buzz switches to on. Didn't want the upper, I wanted the lower, please. So now that's on the APU. Verify that the... Yep. On the pedestal view, move both engine start levers below the throttles to cut off position by left clicking them. And there we go, engines are shut down. Turn the fasten seatbelt switch, yeah, so seatbelt signs. to here. So off. Turn the collision off. Turn all fuel pump switches except for the left forward one. So that's these ones. Leave the engine hydraulic pump switches on and set the electric demand pump switches to off. So what? Turn leave the engine hydraulic pump switches on. Yeah. And set the electric demand pump to off. Oh, okay, yeah. So these ones. There we go. Set the pneumatic panel isolation valve to open and set the APU bleed S switch to on. So the APU bleeds there. And isolation valve to open. Turn the terrain mode. So if we go back to the pedestal, it says the pointers. I don't really understand what the pointers are, so I'm not quite sure about that one. That's something that I'm not quite sure about at the moment, so I'll just leave that. Okay, let's get the ground stuff connected. So if we go to the menu and actions, set the wheel chocks. So I'll disengage the parking brake. So let's return and get the doors. Let's call for deboarding before doing that, just so that there are steps there. And it's going to be that door, the left entry aft, and cargo doors. Move the APU switch to the off position. I should probably oh, wrong one. My bad, sorry. Ground power available. And then the APU can go off. Turn the left fuel pump off. Perform the shutdown checklist, which is located. And that is pretty much it. There are obviously other things you can do once this is done, but that ultimately is it. I definitely got quicker, so by the end of that I had, you know, once I knew sort of where things were, it moved a little bit quicker. But very, very enjoyable as a first flight in it. I think it handles amazingly. Bringing that in was so nice compared to the Airbus. There's obviously quite a lot of things that I still need to check on it, and just get quicker and more fluent with the setting up the aircraft, etc. Just remembering where things are and stuff like that. But all in all, yeah, really enjoyable. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm planning on doing more and more as time goes on. And yeah, thanks for watching, and subscribe and all that jazz, and I'll see you soon.